This is Paul Wong. I want to introduce everybody to my work. It's called the Heart Wisdom Process, and some of you might have found me on YouTube or have met me at a conference or through social media or through friends. And I want to introduce myself and my work. The Heart Wisdom Process is essentially my life's work in the last 10 years. Of holistic practices and for people that have found me through if you have some type of health issue or some type of life suffering, it could be a relationship issue, could be a financial, could be some other type of life difficulties or challenges that you found me. I want to introduce the work to you, and the work is really about helping people get through their subconscious conditionings that created their suffering. What I mean by subconscious conditioning is the learnings and the experiences that we started accumulating since birth until the current age that you're at now. And the conditionings come from your own life, your parents, your ancestors, your family, the collective that you're part of, the country, the culture that you're from. So essentially the work what we do is we look at these experiences and it's actually in the subconscious, and then the nature of this work is to actually release the experiences that's often hidden and we're unaware and we're unconscious of. And if we can release it, then our mind, body, and spirit goes to a natural state of healing and regeneration. So people often ask me what's the difference between this work and other healing modalities, and also what's the difference between this and Chinese energetics, my previous work. I want to say that this is actually work about releasing the layers of the human ego. So what we talked about is since birth we are started to accumulate life experiences like layers of the onion, and the onion keeps wrapping itself on top of each other. And when we do this work, we're actually releasing the layers of the onion and peeling away the layers of the onion. And then what we want to do is release it, and then your body could go into healing, and stress and different other types of issues can be alleviated from this process. I want to say the difference between other healing methods is that a lot of methods are about changing beliefs or sending energy, sending love. So this work is actually not about that. It's actually, like I said, it's a releasing process, a letting go process, so that the stories that create your suffering can be let go, and the stories that are deep in our subconscious, if we let it go, then we start to heal. And about Chinese energetics, started to was formed in about 2009 after studying EFT, the Yuan method, Qigong, body talk, different healing systems. And I thought I should try to share the best techniques. And with Chinese energetics, a lot of it is about correcting to neutral. And when we correct to neutral, you heal. But the key difference is that when we connect to neutral, we clear the energy charge, which creates the suffering. But with the new work, the Heart Wisdom Process, we're actually taking out the stories by using a process called Who Am I? And when we use this process, the stories that create our sufferings that's in our subconscious start to get let go. And then we actually don't have to do, it's a, how do I say, it's a more upstream process than more of a downstream process, where you're making an energy correction or sending energy or trying to change belief, that if you take out the stories that's deep in your subconscious, then all the issues related to beliefs and attitudes and behaviors start to shift, because those are a lot of the byproducts of a upstream process related to your own suffering. And if we take out the stories or release the stories, everything downstream can change. So as far as how this program works, what we do is we offer workshops and group sessions, individual sessions, and coaching. And if a person really wants to master this work or help them, what we encourage them to do is do a initial 3-month foundations program. And this program, what we're doing is we are helping people rewire the way they perceive life, get them more connected to their hearts, get them to release a lot of their old, deep subconscious stories. And then within the first 3 months, they're actually learning the power of this work, learning how to connect to deep buried feelings that creates their suffering and their stories. And then in the following 3 months, it's like an integration of this work. And we really encourage people to use a process, do it on a daily basis, and then it gets integrated so that they are living from their hearts. I want to talk to you a little bit about myself, why we call it the heart wisdom process, and what my journey is like. I actually developed chronic asthma probably about over 10 years ago, and I wouldn't say that it's by going through this journey and trying to heal my chronic asthma, that's kind of how the program got developed. So in 2009, I started studying different, or 2008, I started studying different healing processes like EFT, UN method, body talk, vortex healing, to solve this chronic asthma issue. And then a lot of the methods help make some incremental differences, and I developed a really good healing skill. But it was actually until 2012 when I met the hugging saint known as Amma. So who she is a living incarnation known as the Divine Mother, and she basically goes around the world hugging millions of people. So I received my first hug, and through that first hug, it started to reveal the layers of the subconscious to me that got stuck. And a lot of it stuck is because of problems growing up, the way I was taking on my mother's and father's behaviors. A lot of the behaviors were creating a lot of disharmony in life, such as a lot of anger, a lot of criticism, because those are the natures of my appearance. And through living like this, I created a lot of disharmony in my relationships with life, created a lot of hurt feelings, and over time that what I suspect that accumulated and turned into a chronic asthma. So a lot of times our physical issues is due to some unresolved subconscious issue from growing up experiences, life experiences, distress, trauma that cause us to be living life out of balance. So by meeting Amma, being around her, there's like tremendous amount of spiritual energies, very intense, and the spiritual energies actually brings up the subconscious patterns for you to reveal yourself, so you could have an opportunity to work through them, heal them, and turn your life around. So my work actually is about working through the layers of the subconscious, the layers of the ego. So actually when we work through them, the layers actually turn into insight and wisdom. And when it turns into insight and wisdom, that's how we heal. And that's why I propose that people work with us minimum between 3 to 6 months, not just to heal, but to actually completely rewire the way they live their life, live through their heart. So that's why it's called the heart wisdom process. I get a lot of questions about what's the difference between the heart wisdom process, the art of neutrality, and some of the other healing methods, specifically from people watching YouTube and have questions about the UN method, because that's how people find me. I want to say that in 2008 and 2009, that's when I started practicing different forms of Chinese energetics like EFT and Yuan method and Qigong and even body talk. So at that time when I learned it, it was very effective for relieving physical pain. A lot of physical symptoms can be relieved very quickly, sometimes within minutes. And there's a huge emphasis on being energetically strong, which is having no energy versus higher energy or more energy, which makes you stronger, and getting to a state of being neutral. So actually the heart wisdom process is actually about getting beyond just neutral. A lot of times we have our subconscious sufferings and stories that take away our energy. And when they take away our energy, we become not neutral or energetically weak. And yes, you can make some energetic corrections and get to neutral, and your body will be stronger. What could happen is, even though your body is stronger, if there are subconscious stories that is still running in the background, then those energetic weaknesses can be recreated, or beliefs can be even recreated. And then even though the knee pain goes away, you might have a shoulder pain or back pain if the subconscious issue never got resolved. So the nature of the heart wisdom process is because of my own sufferings, and I study all these other previous healing methods, and it did make a difference, but we have to go deeper to take out the stories and let go of the stories so that you could get to a place of not needing to do the energy corrections, so that the energy weaknesses never get there in the first place. I talked about being like on a higher upstream process in the river. So when you take care of the upstream work, then the downstream issues can be taken care of. So if you have any specific questions, please call me, and thank you for watching our video here.